Hey, let's do another Greymaniac read-along, shall we? Storytime, Greymaniac storytime, that's what it is. Enter the gateway to other worlds with Adam's Strange Adventures, number 218. Now, it's a lovely cover, and Adam Strange is a great character, but I'm not doing Adam Strange's story this week. Sorry about that. I'm going to do this little story that piqued my interest, which I thought was quite good. This is a great cover, by the way. Look at that. Death to Adam Strange, sorcerer. He's like floating above some planet there. These beams, these orbs flying out of this guy's swords. Like he's got him suspended in the air. Ooh, floating in space. That might work for a future Cover Slingers theme. Anyway, we've got a nice advert. Here's a whole treasure chest of fun. Ooh, you can throw your voice. Surprise package. Oh, yeah. Plenty of girls have seen my surprise package. No, they haven't. Don't worry. I'm joking. It was definitely a surprise for them, though. Anyway, why do I have to talk rubbish? Onion gum, whoopee cushion, X-ray specs. Right then. So this is the Adam Strange story. I'm not going to do it. The planet and the pendulum. Look at that. There's a giant pendulum and a missile or torpedo, as it's called here. But I'm not going to go for that one. I'm going for. Let's just go to the end. You can have a little look at the pictures. Oh, look at that. Oh, what's going on? Oh, interesting. Oh, he's on a different planet. Oh, it's a nice advert. Flash bonus offer from Motorific. Buy any of these hot Motorific racing cars and get a racetrack attendant right in the package. Ooh, look at all those different fellas you can pick up for the side of your track. Look, each set comes with the racer of your choice, the new bonus attendant, and a high-torque Motorific motor. Look for this Motorific display center at your favorite toy store now. It's Motorific. It's extra terrific. It's ideal. There you go. Jolly good stuff, huh? Alright, let's not get carried away with the Adam Strange story. We're not here for the Adam Strange story today. Right, it's quite a groovy story. Adam Strange wins the day. Yay! Adam Strange wins through. He avoids the missiles and then he disappears on the Zeta beam. Adam, your voice is growing weaker. It must mean... The Zeta beam wore off and I returned to Earth. Looks like I'm somewhere on the great desert of Australia. Now to rocket away from here and switch to Earth clothes. This spacesuit will be hard to explain. There you go. I won't read anymore. Oh, this is interesting. Someone's seen him. Someone spied on him. Oh, it's a bushman. Okay, so it's not actually spied on him. It just happens to be there looking. Right. Here we go. No. It's another advert. Super special giant Superboy Super 20th anniversary issue. Number 156. I thought this one would work for book theme that we've got coming up on Cover Slingers, but it's really a comic he's carrying there rather than a book. We just say 2 fantastic book length novels. So, but I'll probably, if I buy this and show it, I'll probably get, yeah, it probably won't fly. Well, here we go. Here's the story I'm going to do for you today. Interplanetary Insurance Inc. I just thought this was a wacky story. Interplanetary Insurance Inc. The clients of Interplanetary Insurance Inc. ranged all the way from the microscopic plant life of Mercury to the magnetic monsters of Pluto. No matter how bizarre the interplanetary life form might be, I was eager to insure it. The only trouble as far as Agent Bert Brandon was concerned was that the supply of prospective clients had become exhausted, and he was faced with the loss of his job unless he found someone or something to insure. My examination of the creatures on this planet shows they can never die except by accident. Wonderful! I've sold them all life insurance policies. That means Interplanetary Insurance Inc. will never have to pay off. Why the hell do they bother buying policies if they're never going to die? Well, I suppose they could all have accidents. But Spacegram. William J. Emery, Interplanetary Insurance Inc., Capital City, Earth. Dear boss, surprised to hear from me so soon? Never let it be said that your favourite insurance agent permits any earth grass to grow under his feet. Yesterday in your office when you gave me the bad news. It's 3 months since you sold a life insurance policy, Brandon. Produce or you're through it, I. But Mr. Emery, the territory on all 9 planets is taken. Faced with the grim possibility of losing my job, I crammed my suitcase with life insurance policies and raced for the nearest spaceport. I'm looking for a new world captain, one whose soil has not been tainted by insurance agents. We're bound for Glynn, a newly discovered planetoid beyond Jupiter. Spacegram. So here I am on my way to Glynn. The journey will take 2 weeks, which I'll spend learning about my prospective clients. There are 2 races living on Glynn, the Lallies, who come in both humanoid and butterfly forms, and the Crocs. You're like the Lallies, but the Crocs, ugh. The Crocs live on the dark side of Glynn, so if you want to land there, No thanks, Captain. I'll stay with the lullies. If their disposition is as sunny as their world, I'll have a better chance to sell them insurance. The first glimpse I had of the capital city assured me I was going to like Lullyland. I've learned enough of their language to get my campaign going immediately. I must have talked to hundreds of lullies the first few days, and when I failed to sell one policy, my confidence was beginning to weaken. Just a little. You've been here since the planet has opened, Mr. Cole. Have you any idea why I can't sell insurance to the lullies? Lullies can't do anything until their ruler Queen Prill issues a decree. It was a natural. Sell the top brass and it'd all fall in line. Within the hour I had won an interview with Her Majesty. And the advantage of life insurance is that you leave your family provided for when you die, Queen Prill. Die? Your ways are strange, Earthman. Spacegram. The Queen is definitely interested in our policies, boss. We'll let you know how I came out in my next spacegram. Yours, Bert Brandon. Spacegram. Dear boss, I can see those dollar signs popping into your eyeballs as you read this. Yes, sir, I sold the Queen to the pretty premium tune of $1,000 in credits a year. And upon death, the III will pay $50,000 to your next of kin. Very good. And I will issue a decree to my people to take out policies too. Oh yes, in case you're wondering, boss, I had the doc from the spaceship examine the policyholders and... Astounding! These lullies, both types, have 2 hearts and 3 lungs. They can never die, except by accident. The lullies immortal will never have to pay off. The next day, as the Queen was showing me around the city, that hooded figure, ray gunning a lully. If that lully dies, the III will have to pay off. With no concern for my own life, I leaped in and disarmed the killer. A croc from the dark side of Glyn. The captain was right. These crocs sure are ugly creatures. After a guard led the croc to the lully equivalent of a jail. I don't understand it. No croc can stand sunlight. The rays blind them. Yet this one was able to invade our land. Are the crocs your enemies? Yes. They have always desired our fertile lands. Their scientists must have discovered how to overcome the blinding rays of the sun. If that is true, it means trouble. Spacegram. Dear boss, trouble. Boss, multiply that by 1,000,000. The trouble started this morning when I was summoned to the home of one of our insurance policyholders. As you can see, I died. That's my shell on the slab. I am now my own next of kin and claim full payment of the $50,000 from your company. But you're alive. You didn't die at all. Can you prove I am the same person you sold the policy to? Of course not. I've completed my first lifespan in my old humanoid body and I've taken this shape. It's like the butterflies of your own world. Since the body I once inhabited is dead, you must pay me $50,000. I rushed to the Queen, who lent me an attentive antennae, but... It's really very simple. You Earthmen have seen your butterflies come out of cocoons. The original body is dead. But you should have told me about this before you signed up. Why? We were under no obligation to do so. Do you realise what this means? At $50,000 apiece, the payoffs will run into the billions. Interplanetary Insurance Inc. will be ruined. We'll battle this case in every court of... Your Majesty, the Crocs! They have left the dark side and are marching against us. Sound the alarm at once. Spacegram. Dear boss, don't fire me yet. You didn't think for a moment my ingenuity wouldn't find a way to save III from bankruptcy. When the Croc army neared the frontier, the Queen and I spied on them from an overlooking hill. The sun no longer protects us. They have weapons and we have none. This means most of my people will be killed. Then my company will really have to pay. I better think of some way out of this fast. I tried to borrow the spaceship's guns, but the captain refused. Said it was a breach of interplanetary law. Things look dark for the lullies and the III. We are unarmed, but let us show the Crocs that we can die like lullies. As I passed the spaceship, I noticed the astronomers unloading a telescope. That telescopic lens, it gives me an idea. I borrowed the lens from the astronomers and rode out with the Queen to meet the Crocs. But how can you hope to stop the Croc invaders with a telescopic lens? You'll get your answer as soon as I focus the sun's rays through the lens. Then I turned on the heat. Yeah! Before the Crocs could advance or retreat, I swept them all with concentrated sunlight until... You destroyed them all! How can we ever repay you? Oh, I'm sure you'll think of something, Your Majesty. Spacegram. Dear boss, the Queen didn't take long to show her appreciation. The next day she summoned me to her palace. Noble Earthman, I have good news for you. As a reward for saving our race, I have decided that your company does not have to pay off on our life insurance policies. Thank you, Your Majesty. I was hoping you'd say that. Later I watched as the Croc bodies were laid Later I watched as the croc bodies were removed to their own land. They should be buried in their own terrain. Let's go to the dark side. I've never been there. But in dark side I got the surprise of my life. What's happening to the crocs? They're changing form. Thank you, Earthman. Your concentrated sun rays destroyed our ugly croc shapes and enabled us to gain another life form. We have never been able to become firefly people before. We have never been able to become firefly people because we could never get enough sunlight. Now you have helped us change, Earthman. Thanks again. Spacegram. So, dear boss, I is sitting pretty with 1 million lally life insurance policies which we'll never have to pay off. And as soon as I get that raise I so richly deserve, I'll go over to Darkside and sign up my grateful friends, the Firefly people. They're immortal too. Yours, Bert Brandon. The end. Okay, so that was a tryout story, because at the end here it says, your demand is our command when it comes to more stories about the I. So I think they were fishing for letters asking for more I stories. I wonder if there ever were any more I stories. I don't know when this story first came out, because this Strange Adventures is like a reprint, I believe, of earlier stories. So, yeah. Interesting. I think there might be a rerun of earlier Strange Adventures stories or something like that. I can't remember if it was originally Strange Adventures that he appeared in, Adam Strange, and then they later reprinted it later on in the run. But was there any more I stories, I wonder? Do you think there's much mileage in stories about international insurance companies? Interesting. Anyway, what did you think of that story? Let me know in the comments, and I'll be back next week with another Greymaniac story time. Cheers for watching, and until next time, have a great amazing day, and may all your news be good news.